In this week's On It with Stephen's Life, we update you on some changes that will be happening around campus.
Plus, we're giving you a helping hand on some graduation styles. We have this and much more, so stay tuned.
Stevens has made some new changes to the housing plan, and we want to give you all the details. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jessica Langford.
And I'm Brianna Jackson. There are definitely some changes being made to make it easier on students next year. Room assignments have been made for next year, and you may be aware of some of the pet changes. Searcy, Prunty, and Tower all housed pets in the past year, but come the fall, the entire quad will be pet friendly, meaning they will now have animals on every floor instead of just the designated floors. Pillsbury is being added to the mix now, gaining animals on the first and second floor. The third and fourth floor will remain animal free, and the animals will be taken out of Wood, making the quad, where Wood and Columbia are, entirely pet free. Alyssa Pye said the animals were taken out of Wood Hall to be brought to the quad with the dog run because that is what's best for the animals. She says that there is enough housing for students who are for and against the animals, and at this point she has been being able to accommodate all students. They are adjusting the prices of living in Pillsbury so that if you wanted to stay in that quad, or if you could not afford living in Wood or Columbia Hall, you have another option. She says she's been working with the students and addressing all questions and will continue to work in order to make everyone find the best solution for them. The meal plans and the flex points have been changed for the next year. The award has been moved up to 200 points, and the amount of meals you receive will change so you can have guests in your meal plan. We also asked Alyssa to update us on the status of Robley and the reopening, and as far as they can tell us, they will not be reopening in the fall, but when we learn more, we will let you know.
And speaking of Robley, I got the chance to catch up with project manager Richard Perkins and get a few updates about some construction that's been going on around campus. As you all know, Robley has been under construction for quite some time now, but for good reason. They have been working on remodeling the building as the current suite-style units they are, or possibly turning the spaces into apartment-style units so that future residents will have the best experience while living there. There are no current estimated date as to when Robley will be completed, but they are currently using the building as a flex space for special hosting events. We've also been keeping track of the bridges that are still under construction. Richard says that they still have some guardrail work to complete, as well as soil and grass work, brick and stone ceiling, and pipe painting. As long as the weather allows the workers to do their job, these items should be completed in the next few weeks. He also mentioned that during the summer, they will be resurfacing the bridges, leaving Stamper Commons in both directions. So be on the lookout for the bridges to be completed in fall of 2014.
Looking at news across America, on Friday, an earthquake struck the Los Angeles area, ranking at 5.1 magnitude. It began in Orange County, and shortly after the earthquake itself ended, nearly 24 aftershocks took place. Following the Friday night earthquake, another one took place Saturday afternoon, ranking at 4.1 magnitude. Police and local fire departments found no damages, but one minor injury was reported in Orange County. This earthquake is just a chilling reminder of the 1994 earthquake that California experienced. It was ranked at 6.7 magnitude and took the lives of dozens and cost $42 billion in repairs. These natural disasters are just a reminder to always stay prepared.
And in world news, history has been made in Paris as they have just elected their first ever female mayor, Anne Hidalgo. She ran a good race against her opponent, former militant Natalie Kosciusko-Moretz, who promised her voters, if elected, she would implement larger pedestrian zones, new transport routes, and invest in green technology. Now that Hidalgo has won, it is now time for her to make good on those promises she made during the campaign. She promised to boost social housing, build rooftop gardens, and establish more daycare facilities to help working parents. This is definitely another event to mark down in history, so congrats to you, Madame. And in the limelight this week, where we highlight the most talked about celebrity news, On It's Liana Anderson gives us the details on some celebs that in their little bundle of joy.
Liana, who has baby fever in the celeb world?
Sierra throws a fabulous Hollywood baby shower in Beverly Hills with besties Lala and Kim K, and of course husband-to-be Future. Sierra was glowing in a burgundy and white dress as she celebrates this miracle event. And in other baby news, basketball wife star Evelyn Lozada gives birth to her baby boy at 3:30 a.m. in Arizona. As the baby's name has yet to be revealed, the healthy bundle of joy weighs in at 8 pounds and 22 inches. Congrats to both of you ladies. And Vogue has finally given Kanye and Kim what they have been asking for, the cover of the magazine. Kanye West and fiancée Kim Kardashian poses in the April 2014 issue, which serves as a shape issue, and explains how Kim appears to be wearing wedding dresses in romantic pictures with the new Slaves rapper himself. Baby Northwest also appears in this magazine, and we can clearly see how the happy family is. We wouldn't be surprised if this issue isn't one of the magazine's highest paid issue. And even though Chris Brown is sitting in jail, the music must go on. Chris Brown debuted his single Loyal with artists Lil Wayne and Tyga. Chris Brown directed the video, which he shot in Universal Catwalk. And it features cameos with Trey Songz, Usher, and Ty Dolla $ign. And that's all for this week's In the Limelight.
Thanks, Liana. Now that it's officially spring, some warmer weather should be coming our way soon.
But with those spring comes some of those rainy days. On its Lane Wallace will update us with the 7-day forecast. Lane?
Thanks, Brianna. We are going to be seeing some warm weather, but we'll also be seeing some of those April showers over the next week. Although the screen says the high for today is 68, it's going to be more like 61 with all of the rain and cloud coverage. For tomorrow, expect a high of 71 and a 100% chance of rain. Friday, it'll be mostly sunny with a high of 50, and kicking off your weekend on Saturday will reach a high of 59 and mostly sunny. Sunday will reach a high of 64 and partly cloudy, and looking into the next week, we are going to see some more rain on Monday, but it'll be a nice warm high of 64 and a high of 56 on Tuesday. Now we're going to head over to Molly with this week's Wednesday pup date. Molly?
Hi guys, I'm sorry we don't have a puppy this week, but I am going to tell you about some of the adoption events that Second Chance has going on this week. On Friday, it's Thank God It's Furry Friday at PetSmart, where you can visit a bunch of the fosters, and that's from 5 to 8. And then Saturday morning, you can go to Petco from 9 to 12, and then the Adoption Center from 12 to 5. The Adoption Center is also open Sundays from 12 to 5. Thanks very much. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Lane and Molly. The time is quickly approaching for graduation, and people cannot wait to walk across that stage. But are you having trouble figuring out what shoe to wear?
Don't worry, because on its Tyler Polson has some tips on the perfect graduation shoe for you. Tyler?
Now that spring break is over, it is time for 2014 graduates to begin preparing for graduation. This day will go down in history as one of the most important days of our lives. Even though you'll be wearing a cap and gown during the ceremony, that does not mean your graduation outfit can't be super chic and fabulous underneath. Still not sure what to wear on the big day? I say start with a sophisticated shoe and build your look from the ground up. While picking the perfect cocktail dress holds its significance in this process, the shoes are definitely the staple piece for a graduation look. When looking for the perfect graduation shoe, think easy walkability. You don't want a graduation shoe you can barely walk in. Being able to navigate with ease and grace is the #1 rule to remember when selecting a graduation shoe. This is a huge day in your life, and you don't want to be remembered as the girl who tripped across stage at graduation because her heels were too high. Rule number 2. Less is more. Let's keep it simple and classy, my fellow Susies. Yes, your heels are the staple to your graduation look, so you want your heels to be super chic and eye-catching, but you don't want them to be so over the top that it's distracting. Remember, glitter and spikes do not always equal fierce, ladies. And rule number 3, make sure your shoe represents you and only you. Stick to what you know best. The day of graduation is not the day to try a new style of heel you've never worn before. If you're used to wearing wedge heels with thick straps because they support your ankles, then just wear that. If you prefer a peep-toe stiletto that makes your legs look good, then stick with the peep-toe stiletto. Just be sure to pick a shoe that you love and works best for your personal style. Now that you have the tools to pick the perfect graduation shoe, watch On It next week at the same time to hear my tips on selecting the perfect graduation dress. Remember, Rachel Zoe said it best. Style is a way to say who you are without having to speak. I'm Tyler Polson. Back to you at the news desk.
I wanted to give a major super big happy birthday shout out to one of our tech crew members, Sarah Nickel. It is her birthday today, so happy birthday, Sarah.
Sarah, we all are wishing you the happiest of birthday from in here. And that is all the time we have this week, but be sure to check back next week for more news. And don't forget to visit our website for 24-hour access to your news at stevens.edu/stevenslive.
You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook, where we will always post our latest updates and look for your comments on the show. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you here next week.